The Via Ferrata of Manderscheid offers one of the most unique and challenging non-Alpine Via Ferrata experiences in Europe and truly has everything a great Via Ferrata should have. A great scenery, starting from the beautiful old town and connecting two castles Oberburg and Niederburg, some challenging and rewarding Via Ferrata segments along rocks as well as steep vertical terrain, and as cherry on top, there's an epic 60-meter long steel suspension bridge spanning over the underlying river. In early April, we did the Via Ferrata of Manderscheid in a day as part of our small week of Vanlife adventures. The Via Ferrata is divided in 3 stages, connected through different hiking routes. This makes the Via Ferrata particularly accessible, as the stages can be tackled consecutively or individually, and you can choose to take a break or even walk back if a stage proves too challenging. On top of this, stages 1, 2 and 3 gradually increase in difficulty, which makes this Via Ferrata both beginner friendly whilst also offering a welcome challenge to more seasoned climbers. Stage 1 is called the Lieser stage. This stage mainly follows the Lieser River and is characterized by segments graded A to C, with one C to D segment at the end of the route. From the parking in the center of town, the stage can be reached after a well-indicated 1.3 kilometer approach. It's actually a scenic walk to the start of the Via Ferrata. Reminds me of the Mullertal trail that we did not so long ago.
Michael is giving me a crash course on Via Ferrata. Now it's my turn. We just did A-B and now we will start with level CD, so it's becoming more difficult.
There's a double rope just ahead. I can have lunch here.
Back on the wall.
In our experience, this stage felt very incremental in difficulty, and if you managed to get to the C to D segment, you'll definitely be able to finish the stage. Between the different segments of the Via Ferratas, actually the walk is very beautiful. It gives us the ideal time to rest our arms a little bit and at the same time enjoy the scenery. So we just finished the first etappe of the Via Ferrata of Manderscheid, and now we're walking to the second etappe. And normally, if I remember well, the second etappe takes us up to the castle. Stage 2 is the Oberburg Stage and starts relatively flat along the rock. This first segment feels more like a walk than a Via Ferrata and should not pose any challenge after having completed stage 1. The following segments are characterized by a strong climb and gain in elevation, and even though they are technically graded up to C, keep in mind you'll be the most exposed during these segments. Don't look down. This is the first part where we actually are quite high. I will take the camera to show it. Here we really get quite high on the wall. At the end of stage 2, you reach the iconic Oberburg and are greeted with a majestic view over the valley. People typically stop here to have a break or lunch, but we recommend to first hike down to the start of stage 3, where you'll find a tiny house with a public bathroom and benches to sit on. We just arrived at the start of etappe 3 over there. There's a small wall here where you can have a training of Via Ferrata. So if you've never done it, you can actually test the gear and your kit and everything right there. Also from here you can see the people who are tackling the third stage over the river and mentally prepare for the physically most demanding stage of the Via Ferrata. Stage 3 is called the Niederburg Stage and is definitely the most challenging one physically as well as mentally, as you will be crossing the 60-meter long steel suspension bridge during this stage. This Via Ferrata is much steeper, and so it's much more on the arms than the etappes 1 and 2. A pro tip: after completing the first half of this stage, just before tackling the suspension bridge, you can still choose to exit the stage through connected hiking paths. But we definitely recommend you to challenge your fears and push through. The second half of stage 3 has still some physical parts, but if you've come this far, just like with a marathon, you can push through on mental strength alone until reaching the top with again an unbelievable view over the valley. We have arrived at the finish of the third etappe. So we exited the Via Ferrata from here, behind Aurélie, and it's actually nice because we come immediately at the parking. We can see our van from here. In total, the Via Ferrata took us 4 hours and 30 minutes, and we believe it's the ideal day trip to see the region from a different perspective. After the trip, we hopped back in our van and drove to our next destination. If you enjoyed our video, don't hesitate to like and subscribe, we really appreciate it a lot. Keep on trailing, and we'll see you guys in the next one. Bye bye! The most important part during a Via Ferrata is to stay clipped at all times. And whenever you have a part without any clipping, you have to be very careful and immediately clip again. Some people are daredevils and they don't even clip. It's incredible.